Thank you, Dionysia. Good morning, and welcome to the Greenville Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Sean Trapp, and I serve this congregation as its president. Whether you've been with us on Sundays for a long time or are visiting us for the first time today, we welcome you to our service. This congregation is diverse in beliefs, with participation open to all who agree to embrace our covenant, mission, and values, regardless of your partisanship or lack thereof. We are a welcoming congregation to people of all sexual orientations and gender identities, races, ethnicities, and abilities. We unconditionally welcome you as your full, authentic self to our community of care, spiritual growth, and personal growth. Our congregational mission is to strengthen our connections to one another and our planet by enlivening minds and spirits, building community through liberating love, and advocating fiercely for justice. It is custom in this congregation to acknowledge visitors and newcomers. If it's your first time here, would you mind raising your hand so we could acknowledge you? Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. All are invited to join us for coffee after the service. New and newish folks are invited to grab a green mug located just on the inside door of the fellowship hall, so we can easily spot you and speak to you during our coffee hour. You are also welcome to fill out one of the gold cards located in the pew in front of you, so you can stay informed regarding all of our activities. Just fill it out, simply drop the card in the offering basket or the hall box at the box in the hall at the hello table in the foyer. Please know that whatever your religious history, whatever your spirituality, all people of goodwill are welcome here. Your presence makes us better. Your presence makes us whole. Our service will now begin.
Hey, y'all. My name is Jerry Sally, and I serve this fellowship as a member of the Sunday Services Committee, a Covenant Circle co-facilitator, and as one half of the bass section of the choir. For our chalice lighting today, I would like to share these words from Reverend Paul Sprecher. We light this chalice for the web of life which sustains us, for the sacred circle of life in which we have our being, for the earth, the sky, above and below, and for our Mother Earth, and for the mystery.
Good morning, Goof. I'm the Reverend Chris Hockman. Before our opening words and for our prelude, have the honor of introducing our special guest musician today. Becca Darling is a 10-year music education veteran and currently serves as the music director at Allegro Charter School of Music in North Charleston. She earned her Bachelor of Arts in Music Education from the University of the Virgin Islands in 2013 and her Master of Arts in Music Education from Anderson University in 2019. Becca spent over 6 years performing professionally in the U.S. Virgin Islands with the Becca Darling Band. During that time, she had the opportunity to perform with Stevie Wonder and opened for Sheila E. So the teenage 80s girl in me is just losing it right now. Ooh. If someone busts into the glamorous life, I will not be upset. Today, Becca writes and tours with her current project, Olive Dares the Darkness, a dark wave band she co-leads with her creative partner, Mike Baum. The duo is currently in the studio working on their third album. Their music is available on all major streaming platforms. And when she's not teaching or performing, Becca enjoys spending time at home with her husband, cooking delicious meals, and playing with her German Shepherd, Kuda, and her Shiba Inu, Mio. That's a lot of hard vowels right there. Anyway, but the most important thing is that Becca is the daughter of our own Jeff and Joanne Darling, so she is part of the Goof family. Welcome, Becca.
Good morning, everyone. I think it's worth noting, too, that I was raised a Unitarian. I did the whole thing growing up, which apparently is like kind of rare, I guess. But glad to be part of the group. Glad to be here today with you guys. This is a Bob Dylan song. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung, and may you stay forever young, forever young, forever young. May you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous. Stand upright and be strong, and may you stay forever young, forever young, forever young. May you stay forever young. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung, and may you stay forever young, forever young, forever young. May you stay
Our call to worship this morning is from the poet John O'Donohue. This piece is called When We Approach with Reverence. At the heart of things is a secret law of balance, and when our approach is respectful, sensitive, and worthy, gifts of healing, challenge, and creativity open to us. A gracious approach is the key that unlocks the treasure of encounter. The way we are present to each other is frequently superficial. We become more interested in connection rather than communion. In many areas of our lives, the rich potential of friendship and love remains out of our reach because we push towards connection. When we deaden our own depths, we cannot strike a resonance in those we meet or in the work we do. A reverence of approach awakens depth and enables us to be truly present where we are. When we approach with reverence, the great things decide to approach us. Our real life comes to the surface, and its light awakens the concealed beauty of things. When we walk on the earth with reverence, beauty will decide to trust us. The rushed heart and the arrogant mind lack the gentleness and patience to enter their embrace. Beauty is mysterious, a slow presence who waits for the ready, expectant heart. Let us sing. Please rise and body your spirit to sing Hymn 175 in the gray hymnal. We celebrate the web of life. The words will also conveniently be on the screen.
Good morning. I'm David Funderburk. I'm the Director of Religious Education here at GOOF. Before our story, just a couple details for parents. If you're new here and your kid hasn't come down for kids' activities with us before, after the story, we will go all the way down the hall, down the stairwell, and we'll be downstairs in our RE Commons. So you can head that way after the service to come pick up your kid if they come with us. Also, if you're attending the starting point class after the service this afternoon, and you need to drop your, if you have kids with you and they need to have childcare, you can come find me in the fellowship hall from the class and check in your kids with me. So for their story, I want to welcome any children or youth or anyone of any age to come up front to hear our story up close, sit in the front pews or on the floor at the base of the steps. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Our story today is about circles. It's called All Around Us by Zelina Gonzalez and Adriana M. Garcia. Grandpa says circles are all around us. We just have to look for them. He points to the rainbow that rises high in the sky after a thundercloud has come. He traces the colorful arc with his hand and says, "Can you see? That's only half the circle." The rest of it is down below in the earth, where water and light feed new life. That's the part we cannot see. But in my mind, I try. Grandpa and I work side by side in the garden, planting flowers and pulling vegetables. We eat what we've grown, crunchy lettuce, sweet carrots, and spicy chilies. Grandpa saves the stems, leaves, and seeds to bury back in the ground. Here's another circle, he says. What we take from the earth, we return. He draws a big circle on his belly with his hand, and a little circle on mine, and says, "We even have circles inside." This makes me laugh. Grandpa and I take a walk around our neighborhood, where we find other circles: the sun, the clock, the bicycle wheels. We stare at the green and brown rings in each other's eyes for a long time, and then we laugh again. He's right. Circles are everywhere. I'll show you one more important circle before the big round moon comes out, says Grandpa. We walk way back in our yard and sit under a tall pecan tree. Grandpa seems sad when he sits here, because this is where we bury the ashes of our ancestors. I don't remember them, but he does. Even our bodies return to the earth, he says, and pats the ground with his big hands. But that's only half of the circle. That's the part we cannot see. Finally, we walk to the front yard to water our smallest tree. Grandpa planted it for me on the day I was born, and everything that fed me while I grew in my mother's belly is buried in the roots. I love bringing water to the apple tree that is already taller than I am. Grandpa pats my head and says, "Do you see, my grandchild? We have new life within you." I am part of the circle too, the part we can see, just like a rainbow. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to come downstairs with me, let me get in front of the line and you can follow me downstairs. Thank you.
congregation is entirely self-governed by a democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all the financial support for our many ministries from among the congregation. Generosity is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and collective well-being. You are now invited to participate in generosity as the ushers accept the gifts of the congregation. Thank you.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. If you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door close, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. It's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. More than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones you love and all the place you left. Always hope you forgive and you never regret, and you help someone every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake, and always give more than what you take. More than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish.
It is our custom in this fellowship to share the joys and the sorrows that shape our lives, honoring each one with the lighting of a candle. We all have moments of celebration and struggle. By sharing these experiences with one another, we can support and uplift each other on our journeys. And this is a joy and concern from Priscilla Phillips. Had a fabulous week at Susie the Southeast UU Summer Institute last week, with the exception of having an encounter with a heavy door. Broke my ankle and damaged my right arm. Now have to have surgery this Thursday on my ankle, so need lots of healing vibes. And this is a sorrow for Bree Mosley, who lost her father Friday. Our thoughts are with Bree and the entire Zumoff-Mosley families. A huge candle of joy, celebrating 27 years of Sarah Christenberry. That is from Laura Christenberry, who should know. A wonderful joy from Candy Kern. I just spent 4.5 days catching up with my friend of 36 years who now lives in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Sad to see her go today. And you know she's serious because she put a little frowny face there. A joy from Linda Mattern. Ron and I celebrated 55 years of marriage this week. And a joy from Ron Reese, who asks, there has been joy spread by acts of kindness. Have you done your 75? Well, Ron, in response, here's a joy from your 75th anniversary committee. Our 75 Acts of Kindness project has recorded 1,100 acts. Even though our reporting ends this week, we know your kindness will continue because that's who we goofers are.
Oh yeah, baby.
We will light a final candle representing all the joys and sorrows present in our hearts that remain unspoken. We will now observe a brief moment of silence before the meditation words begin.
Our meditation words today are from the Reverend Marnie Harmony. If on a starlit night with the moon brightly shimmering, we stay inside and do not venture out, the evening universe remains a part of life we shall not know. If on a cloudy day, with grayness infusing all and rain dancing rivers in the grass, we stay inside and do not venture out, the stormy, threatening energy of the universe remains a part of life we shall not know. If, on a frosty morning, dreading the chilling air before the sunrise, we stay inside and do not venture out, the awesome cold, quiet, and stillness of the dawn universe remains a part of life we shall not know. If, throughout these grace-given days of ours, surrounded as we are by green life and brown death, hot pink joy and cold gray pain and miracles, always miracles, if we stay inside ourselves and do not venture out, then the fullness of the universe shall be unknown to us, and our locked hearts shall never feel the rush of worship.
Yesterday, a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and around, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and around the circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like, when you're older, must appease him, and promises of someday making his dreams. And the seasons, they go round and around, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and around in the circle game. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to cartwheels through the town, and they'll tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your feet to slow the circles down. And the seasons, they go round and around, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and around in the circle game. So the years spin by, and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams, and plenty before the last revolving year is through. And the seasons, they go round and around, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and around in the circle game.
If you're like me, you probably don't use the word reverence very often in your daily vocabulary. It's kind of a word you might say for special occasions, but honestly, I can't think of an instance outside of church where I would use it or I use it at all. If you revere something or have reverence for something, the dictionary says, well, that means you have a deep respect for it. So reverence is not an exclusively religious word, although some of its synonyms take us to a more religious place. Reverence can mean to adore, to deify, to glorify, to venerate, and to worship. I've unpacked that word a lot for Unitarian Universalists, and I'll do it again. Worship means we are celebrating what is of highest worth together, and that can be slightly different things for different people. But yes, Unitarian Universalists can worship. It is a thing. In fact, we're doing it right now. Yeah. So, like worship, reverence should not be something that we Unitarian Universalists shy away from. We should revere things that we have the deepest respect for in life, things that awe us and inspire us. We should celebrate that which we hold in the highest regard with reverence. Now, questions about reverence, what we revere, are some of the deepest theological, philosophical questions out there. What in or about your existence do you revere? For you, what is worth holding in reverence? The good thing about these questions are that they lead you to think beyond your own self, which I find is typically a healthy thing. In his somewhat famous quote, the rogue Unitarian minister Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "A person will worship something. Have no doubt about that. We may think our tribute is paid in secret in the dark recesses of our hearts, but it will come out. That which dominates our imaginations and our thoughts will determine our lives and our character. Therefore, it behooves us to be careful what we worship, for what we are worshiping, we are becoming." What we are worshiping, we are becoming. I think you could say the same thing for reverence as well. What we revere is what we are becoming. Just like worship, reverence can be directed towards things that are good and life-affirming, or it can be directed toward people and things that are unhealthy. I'd say reverence for power, for money, holding oneself in too high esteem can lead to great unhappiness and disconnection from the greater whole of our existence. The ultimate healthy perspective on reverence was coined by Dr. Albert Schweitzer. You can call it an ethic, a concept, a theology, or philosophy. He came up with this idea called reverence for life. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dr. Albert Schweitzer because he was born in 1875, and I think at one time he was a really popular and well-known figure, but it's been a while, and some of us are not as familiar with him. This is information compiled by UU Minister Gary Kowalski about Albert Schweitzer. As I said, he was born in 1875 in Alsace, which is on the border region of Germany and France, and he was the son of a Protestant pastor. From the time of his early childhood, he was known to have an exceptional sensitivity toward the feelings of others. As far back as I can remember, he recalled, "I was saddened by the amount of misery I saw in the world around me." Youth's unqualified joie de vivre, joy of life, I never really knew. Albert's family was not well off. His childhood home was often damp and cold. The young Albert at times had to wear his one thin summer suit through the long, bitter winter. Meals often consisted of 2 large bowls of gruel per day. Schweitzer recalled that he once had an overcoat remade from an old coat of his father's, but knowing that no other village boys had warm coats, he refused to wear it, even when his father punished him for not wearing it. Yes, he wanted to fit in with the other kids, but there was more going on there, this strong solidarity he felt with the suffering of others. Schweitzer's sensitivity was accompanied by a great intellectual brilliance. By the time he was 30, he was the head of a theological seminary with doctorates in both religion and philosophy. He was the author of a landmark volume on the quest for the historical Jesus. He was also an accomplished musician. He was an organ player, a builder of organs, and a published expert on Bach. I don't know how he fit this into his schedule, but he did. Schweitzer had a liberal Christian theology, which was developed through his years of biblical research. He concluded that Jesus was a human being and a product of his history and culture, seeing him as an apocalyptic prophet, a messianic Jew who believed God's righteous kingdom was about to arrive on earth. He also believed that the teachings of Jesus, all of which took place in the pre-scientific era, should be interpreted through a modern lens. Schweitzer's acquisition of knowledge and degrees ran at a really fast pace. He made a vow to himself at the age of 21. Waking from a restful sleep at his home with sunlight streaming through the open window and the sounds of birdsong on the wind, he asked himself what he had done to deserve such good fortune, to be blessed with such robust physical health, so much intellectual vigor, such raw talent. At that moment, he swore to spend 9 more years until the age of 30 pursuing his interests as a scholar and artist, and then he promised himself he would give himself over entirely to the service of humanity. But his service to humanity was delayed 8 more years because he decided to best serve humanity, he should study medicine, believing it would better equip him for his humanitarian future. As a doctor, he said, he could do more and talk less. Regarding his career change to medicine, he explained, I decided that I would leave the seminary. Instead of trying to get acceptance for my ideas involving painful controversy, I decided I would make my life my argument. I would advocate the things I believed in terms of the life I lived and what I did. Instead of vocalizing my belief in the existence of God within each of us, I would attempt to have my life and my work say what I believed. So he eventually joined a Paris-based missionary society and was sent to Africa, to the French colony of Gabon, where he was really more about the medicine than the missionary part. In 1936, he wrote, "As we know life in ourselves, we want to understand life in the universe in order to enter into harmony with it." But Schweitzer didn't find harmony in Africa. In Gabon, he bore witness to so much suffering that he found it impossible to imagine, he said, that human life is even nature's goal, or that the creative force of the universe even concerns itself with preserving life. A believer in science and reason, he struggled for a way for these beliefs to coalesce with religion. Some of Schweitzer's theological and existential questions were answered 2 years after he arrived in Africa on a hot summer's day as he journeyed by river barge on a long trip upstream to treat a missionary who was ill. Lost in thought on the slow-moving barge, Schweitzer, in his autobiography, said he was searching for a universal concept that could finally join reason with religion. He wrote, "Late on the 3rd day, at the very moment when, at sunset, we were making our way through a herd of hippopotamuses," there's a word you don't use in sermons very often, hippopotamuses, "there flashed upon my mind, unforeseen and unsought, the phrase, 'Reverence for life.'" Now, this phrase, written in his native German, has some significance that is lost in its translation to English. The German expression of this phrase has additional connotations that include things like amazement and awe and soul-stirring power, so that to behold the world and its creatures with real reverence is to be transformed by the vision, transformed from indifference to compassion, to become a co-participant in both the struggles and the holiness of the earth. This was Schweitzer's meaning of reverence for life, the phrase that eventually became his ethic, his philosophy, and his touchstone. Schweitzer humbled himself to life, writing, "I must regard other life than my own with equal reverence, for I shall know that it longs for fullness and development as deeply as I do myself. Reverence for life is a universal ethic. We are born of other lives. We possess the capacities to bring still other lives into existence. So, nature compels us to recognize the fact of mutual dependence. You see where he's going here, right? Schweitzer sought to widen the circle of concern beyond human self-interest, believing that only a morality based in nature could meet the needs of an evolutionary and ecological age. Schweitzer, who lived to 90 years of age, spent most of his days at his hospital in the capital of Gabon, treating patients suffering from leprosy and malaria and other tropical diseases. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1952 in the language of the time, saying, for his altruism, reverence for life, tireless humanitarian work, and making the idea of brotherhood between men and nations a living one. But in the end, Schweitzer remained modest about his accomplishments. Not everyone, he counseled, had the resources he'd been given to serve on such an heroic scale. He wrote, whatever more than others you have received in health, natural gifts, working capacity, success, a beautiful childhood, harmonious family circumstances, you must not accept as being a matter of course. You must pay a price for them. So Schweitzer, as you can see, so admired by Unitarian Universalists, was actually awarded a life membership in our Church of the Larger Fellowship, which at the time was the mail order church for those Unitarians and Unitarian Universalists who did not have their own local congregation. And of course, the Church of the Larger Fellowship still exists today as an online congregation that really serves the same purpose. But Dr. Schweitzer accepted an invitation extended to him by the minister of the Church of the Larger Fellowship to receive our materials and become an honored member, issued because of your broad sympathy and understanding of the liberal religious position. Dr. Schweitzer replied to this invitation. He said, I thank you cordially for your offer. I accept with pleasure. Even as a student, I worked on the problem and history of the Unitarian Church and developed sympathy for your affirmation of Christian freedom at a time when it resulted in persecution. Gradually, I established closer contact with Unitarian communities and became familiar with their faith in action. Therefore, I thank you that through you, I have been made an honored member of this church. Now, to this day, as UUs are wont to do, some do claim Dr. Schweitzer as a UU, but that's really not technically true. Yes, we kind of talked him into joining our church. And he responded yes, probably out of a good degree of good humor and politeness. But Dr. Schweitzer himself said, for a long time now, I have had connections with the Unitarian Church, yet there is no question of my breaking with the Lutheran Church. I am a Protestant, but above all, I am a scientist. And as such, I can be on good terms with all the Protestant churches. I think he was including UUs in that bunch. But you can still see why UUs so identify with Schweitzer. He was talking about mutual dependence well before our own principle and now our own value of interdependence even came about. His liberal Christian views were very compatible with Unitarian Universalism, and he lived his values. He put deeds ahead of creeds. He devoted his whole life to making his faith visible through action. Reverence for life is a universal and really helpful theological and ethical concept, that can inspire people regardless of any religious background or no religious concept at all. Reverence for life actually comes up in Eastern religious contexts as well. The Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh, he identified reverence for life as the first of the 5 mindfulness trainings, which express the Buddhist vision for a global spirituality and ethic. This is Thich Nhat Hanh's affirmation of reverence for life. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I am committed to cultivating the insight of interbeing and compassion and learning ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I am determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to support any act of killing in the world, in my thinking or in my way of life. Seeing that harmful actions arise from anger, fear, greed, and intolerance, which in turn come from dualistic and discriminative thinking, I will cultivate openness, non-discrimination, and non-attachment to views in order to transform violence, fanaticism, and dogmatism in myself and in the world. That's a heck of an affirmation, by the way. Reverence for life is also a compatible ethic for non-theists, meaning those who do not believe in the supernatural. There is no supernatural belief required to revere life. It also goes hand in hand with those who hold nature and the natural world in the highest regard and seek to live in harmony with the earth. In our age of cynicism and mistrust and skepticism, a well-directed sense of reverence, such as a reverence for life, can really be an antidote to so much that is wrong in our world. It can motivate us to change our world. In some brief words from Albert Schweitzer, by having a reverence for life, we enter into a spiritual relation with the world. By practicing reverence for life, we become good, deep, and alive. So today I encourage you all to explore how you might practice your potential reverence for life, what it might look like for you in a world that appears, so wrong, so damaged, and so damaging in so many ways. What for you is worthy of reverence? It is only by remembering these things, keeping these things foremost in our minds, in our hearts, that we will have the necessary resilience to carry on the fight for what is life-affirming, love-affirming, human-affirming, and earth-affirming. May it be so, and blessed be. It's time to sing again. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn. It's number 1007 in the Teal hymnal. There's a river flowing in my soul. Too late.
Please join me by saying the words on the screen as we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Our closing words today are from the old school Universalist minister, the late Reverend Gordon McKeeman. The worship of the gathered community is now ended. Go in peace, go in joy, go in love to share the ongoing worship of the community in dispersion. Carry with you what is precious to us all, reverence for all life, beauty that displays itself in love, deep, abiding peace. Dear ones, go in peace, return in love, and blessed be. And thank you, Becca darling. You get one final treat today, y'all.
Gonna send you off with an upbeat song here. Everybody's in a hurry, caught up in keeping up with things that don't matter at all, searching for shortcuts to speed things up as if life is not fast enough. What happened to the front porch? Passing a day with a wave to all the cars as they pass. Time stops for no one. We've got one thing in common, and it's that we're not growing young. So let's unplug the clocks, not let another minute pass. Help me find a way to stop this life from moving so fast. Won't you come and slow the world down? Slow the world down. Slow the world down with me. Yeah, yeah. Don't think about tomorrow. I'll make a toast to just enjoy the taste of today. 'Cause life is such a short song. We've got to dance to the beat of the second hand, slowly counting down. So let's unplug the clocks, not let another minute pass. Help me find a way to stop this life from moving so fast. Won't you come and slow the world down? Slow the world down. Slow the world down with me. Yeah, yeah. I'll take the quiet of the country or the sand on the beach. A place where telephone lines don't reach, far from the city lights that steal the stars from the night sky, and high right shadows that block out the sunlight, where the sandcastle's safe, 'cause the tide is always low. There's always time, 'cause it always runs so slow. So slow. Yeah, yeah. Won't you come and slow the world down? Slow the world down. Slow the world down with me. Yeah, yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.